On October 5, 2024, the world watched with bated breath as rockets lit up the night sky, launched from southern Lebanon towards Israel. This was not the first time such an attack had occurred, but the timing of this barrage, coupled with another event hundreds of miles away, raised unsettling questions. Were these rocket attacks merely the latest salvo in a decades-old conflict, or were they a calculated smokescreen designed to distract the world from something far more ominous unfolding within Iran's borders? Initial reports pointed to Iranian-backed Hezbollah as the perpetrators. The group, a powerful force in Lebanese politics and a staunch Iranian ally, had its own motives for striking Israel. Tensions had been simmering for months, fueled by border skirmishes and targeted assassinations. Yet, some analysts wondered if there was more to the story. The attack seemed almost too convenient, a distraction timed to coincide with a seismic event inside Iran that had the world buzzing. This was not just another attack in a volatile region. This time, the stakes felt higher. The world looked on, holding its breath, wondering if a dangerous new chapter was about to unfold. Just hours before the rockets rained down on Israel, a different kind of tremor shook the earth, this time originating not from Lebanon, but from deep within Iran's Semnan province, a magnitude 5.4 earthquake, according to the Iranian Seismological Center, a seemingly routine event in a seismically active region. Yet, a number of factors turned this earthquake from a footnote into a potential flashpoint. The epicenter of the quake lay in a sparsely populated desert region, far from any major population centers. But it was also a region shrouded in secrecy, home to numerous military installations and research facilities. Facilities that, according to some intelligence reports, were involved in sensitive research.
Has Iran, behind the fog of war, under threat from a rampant Israel, secretly become a nuclear power?
Research with the potential to reshape the balance of power in the Middle East. Adding to the suspicion, Iran's response to the earthquake was anything but routine. The government, usually quick to offer aid and reassure its citizens, maintained a tight lid on information. Access to the affected area was restricted, and state-controlled media downplayed the event. This unusual secrecy only served to fuel speculation. What was Iran hiding? Was this truly a natural disaster, or had a tremor of a far more man-made variety just shaken the world? To understand the weight of suspicion hanging over the Semnan earthquake, one must delve into Iran's long and troubled history with nuclear technology. The seismic activity in this region has raised eyebrows, not just because of its natural implications, but due to the potential man-made factors that could be at play. For decades, the Islamic Republic has walked a tightrope, pursuing a nuclear program it insists is for peaceful purposes, while the international community has watched with growing alarm. The dual-use nature of nuclear technology means that the line between civilian and military applications is often blurred, leading to a climate of mistrust and suspicion. Iran's nuclear ambitions date back to the Shah's regime in the 1970s. During this period, the country sought to modernize and develop its energy infrastructure, with nuclear power seen as a key component of this strategy. But it was after the 1979 Islamic Revolution that the program took on a new urgency. The revolution brought a shift in political ideology and a new set of priorities, with nuclear technology becoming a cornerstone of national defense and sovereignty. Faced with international isolation and wary of its neighbors, Iran saw nuclear technology as both a shield and a sword, a deterrent against foreign aggression and a symbol of national pride. The strategic value of possessing nuclear capabilities cannot be overstated, as it serves both as a means of defense and a tool for asserting regional influence. Over the years, Iran's nuclear program has been subjected to intense scrutiny, sanctions, and even sabotage. These actions have only fueled Iran's resolve to continue its nuclear pursuits, often leading to a cat-and-mouse game with international inspectors and intelligence agencies. The 2015 nuclear deal, formerly known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA, offered a brief respite, limiting Iran's nuclear activities in exchange for sanctions relief. This agreement was seen as a diplomatic breakthrough, providing a framework for monitoring and verification to ensure compliance. But the deal's future was thrown into doubt when the United States withdrew in 2018, and Iran responded by gradually stepping back from its commitments. This withdrawal reignited tensions and raised questions about the effectiveness of diplomatic efforts in curbing nuclear proliferation. The world watched nervously as Iran resumed enriching uranium to higher levels, edging closer to the threshold of weapons-grade material. The technical advancements in Iran's nuclear program have been closely monitored, with each step forward seen as a potential escalation. The question on everyone's mind was, how far was Iran willing to go? The geopolitical implications of a nuclear-armed Iran are profound, affecting not just the Middle East, but global security dynamics. And what lengths would it go to conceal its activities? The clandestine nature of some of Iran's nuclear sites has led to a game of hide-and-seek with international observers, further complicating efforts to ensure transparency and build trust. Section 4. Whispers of a hidden program. Beyond Iran's declared nuclear facilities, rumors have persisted for years of a clandestine program, hidden from the prying eyes of international inspectors. These rumors have been a source of international tension and concern, as the true extent of Iran's nuclear capabilities remains shrouded in mystery. These whispers have centered on military bases and research centers, often buried deep underground, where Iran is believed to be conducting sensitive experiments. The secrecy surrounding these locations has only added to the speculation and fear that Iran might be advancing its nuclear technology for purposes beyond peaceful energy production. One such site is Parchin, a military complex southeast of Tehran. Parchin has been a focal point of international scrutiny due to its suspected involvement in nuclear weapons research. In the early 2000s, intelligence agencies detected suspicious activities at Parchin, suggesting that Iran may have been conducting high-explosive tests there, possibly related to nuclear weapons development. These activities included experiments that could be used to develop the triggering mechanisms for nuclear warheads. Despite repeated requests from the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, Iran has consistently denied access to Parchin, fueling further suspicion. The refusal to allow inspections has led many to believe that Iran has something to hide at this site. Another site of interest is Fordow, a heavily fortified underground facility near the holy city of Qom. Fordow's strategic location and the level of fortification suggest that it plays a crucial role in Iran's nuclear program. Fordow's existence was only revealed in 2009, after years of secret construction. The revelation of this facility caught the international community by surprise and raised alarms about the extent of Iran's covert nuclear activities. Its location, buried deep within a mountain, and its enrichment activities have raised concerns that Iran may be seeking to develop the capability to produce highly enriched uranium for weapons. The depth and security of the facility make it difficult to monitor and assess the true nature of its operations. These are just two examples of the many sites that have fueled speculation about the true extent of Iran's nuclear ambitions. The international community remains vigilant, constantly monitoring for any signs of undisclosed nuclear activities. The lack of transparency and Iran's history of deception have made it difficult to separate fact from fiction. Iran's opaque approach to its nuclear program has only deepened the mistrust and suspicion among other nations. But one thing is clear: Iran has gone to great lengths to develop its nuclear capabilities in secret, raising serious questions about its ultimate intentions. The international community continues to grapple with the challenge of ensuring that Iran's nuclear program remains peaceful and does not pose a threat to global security. Was it a test? The evidence and the doubts. The earthquake in Semnan province immediately raised red flags for intelligence agencies around the world. The region, known for its strategic significance, had always been under close scrutiny. Could this have been a cover for a nuclear test? The timing and location seemed too coincidental to ignore. The evidence, while circumstantial, was enough to cause serious concern. Intelligence agencies began piecing together data from various sources to form a clearer picture. The magnitude of the quake was relatively small for a nuclear test, typically registering much higher on the Richter scale. This discrepancy led to debates among experts. However, experts pointed out that the depth of the tremor could be significant. A shallow underground test, especially in a geologically stable region like Semnan, could produce a smaller seismic signature while still achieving the desired explosive yield. This theory gained traction as more data was analyzed. A shallow test would be harder to detect and could be a strategic move to avoid international detection. Adding to the suspicion, the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization, or CTBTO, detected unusual radionuclide readings in the atmosphere in the days following the earthquake. These readings were not typical for natural seismic events. These radioactive particles, while not conclusive proof of a nuclear test, were consistent with the fallout expected from such an event. The presence of these particles raised alarms and prompted further investigation. However, there were also reasons to doubt that a nuclear test had taken place. Some experts argued that the evidence could be explained by other means. Iran has consistently maintained that its nuclear program is for peaceful purposes only, and it has allowed IAEA inspectors access to its declared nuclear facilities. These inspections have not revealed any evidence of a clandestine nuclear weapons program. A clandestine nuclear test would be a major escalation and would likely carry severe consequences. The international community would respond with significant political and economic measures. The evidence, while suggestive, was not conclusive. Analysts continued to debate the likelihood of a nuclear test, weighing the potential risks and implications. The world was left to grapple with the possibility that Iran had crossed a dangerous threshold, while acknowledging that definitive proof remained elusive. The uncertainty added to the tension, leaving global leaders on edge as they awaited more information.